Hello, it is Monday the 15th of March and this is the beginning of the week. So today's been really fun. I went to ERCP this morning just to observe and realising how much I've missed endoscopy, to be honest. I want to talk a little bit about PPE because before I went back to work, I was aware that obviously there are different types of PPE in terms of masks. But one of the things that I hadn't really considered is how it would make me feel wearing that all day. So I've told you before that I didn't actually work during COVID, so I wasn't really using any of this PPE. And again, these are some of the things they don't really tell you about in induction. I wasn't aware that we had to wear proper PPE for upper gastro procedures, which ERCP is one. But actually, wearing that for nearly a couple of hours left a mark on my face, and it made me feel really sorry for the nurses and doctors, and particularly in ITU settings who have to wear that all day. It's given me a new appreciation, I think. It has also made me realise quite shallowly that there really is no point wearing makeup to work. So I didn't really wear that much anyway, but now I just don't bother, because with the mask and how sweaty you feel, it feels like there's no point. Now, one might say actually makeup should be to be how you feel, to make you feel better, but honestly I'm quite lazy when it comes to makeup anyway, and to me it's just more effort for not much gain. The other thing I wanted to talk about is how little people recognise each other. So in the endoscopy setting, you're all wearing the same, you're all wearing scrubs and a mask, and I'd been at this trust before and a lot of the consultants I used to work with didn't actually recognise me. I do quite like the idea there's a more flatter hierarchy, particularly when it comes to the doctors and nurses. It's something that I'm really passionate about, and it's what I did my dissertation on. And one of the unintended consequences of COVID is that because everyone has to wear scrubs, particularly in theatre and endoscopy settings, actually the hierarchy is much more flattened. So yeah, that's interesting. And one of the things this trust have specifically done is given yellow badges with, hello, my name is. So I haven't got mine yet, but I'm hoping that will make it a bit easier to identify people. So this afternoon I've been chairing or co-chairing a regional junior doctors committee for the BMA. So that's always really interesting, hearing what's happening elsewhere. Talking about the gender pay gap, and I've been reflecting really hard actually what that means for us as female doctors. Even just considering a career in ERCP and other endoscopic procedures, and knowing I might have to go elsewhere, thinking about how I would fit that in as a mum is really challenging. It's going to take a lot of convincing other people that I want to take time out to do X, Y, Z. And it's probably one of the biggest problems with medical training, that if you want to do anything really specialised, it doesn't really, I don't feel that it makes it that easy. I think things are changing, but there's a lot that needs to be done. And one of the things I'll be doing is seeing our chief exec next week, which is not really about training, but it will try and bring in some recommendations to try and, get females doing more leadership stuff and making it a bit easier for them. Breastfeeding, something as simple as breastfeeding facilities, pump expressing facilities in a hospital would go a long way to make someone feel comfortable coming back to work. So these are things I'm going to try and resolve and try and share that practice sort of during, share that practice around for our region. So I think there's this misconception that if you're in a trade union, all you do is talk about pay or working conditions, and yes, they do form a large part of our work, but actually you're in a very unique position as a BMA rep because you see how other trusts manage things, and you can share that practice, and it's been really useful to improve my leadership skills and that sort of thing. So I'm not that worried about going to meet the chief executive and say, look, these are the things I think would improve the gender pay gap, as an example. So I'll let you know how that goes. I mean, that's next week, so that will be in a different video. So tomorrow is an endoscopy day, and I'm actually going to be doing some endoscopies myself, some gastroscopy. So that's just a simple camera test to look at stomach and small bowels. So I'll let you know how that goes. But until tomorrow, Take care, and again, comment or ask questions. I'm more than happy to answer in the following videos. Goodbye.